for all the straight single men, specifically in Sydney. Where are you? No, seriously, if you're not on the dating apps, where are you?
Dating in your 40s is awful. Let me just tell you that. Dating in your 40s is probably the absolute worst.
Let's all show them that we're not about to hide.
Invisibility for women comes in many ways. Once they realize, their world shatters.
I'd like to know why when men get older, they just get more refined and us women are struggling to keep it all tight and nipped.
Dating when you're 40 sucks. There's no way around it. It sucks. It sucks.
At that age, dating sucks indeed. For them, it's like stepping into a new world. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
So this guy was like, send a recent pic. And I was like, okay. So I took what I thought was like a cute selfie. And he goes, are you okay? Well, not anymore, Todd. Not anymore.
Women over 40 are still very much in control of the sex, of giving sex. I don't think, well, because you know what I mean? Like you're saying that like men are the ones who are at like, let's say like after 40, men are the ones who are getting to choose who they get to have sex with.
I'd say more like after 30.
I just don't think that's true.
This is for all the straight single men, specifically in Sydney. Where are you? No, seriously, if you're not on the dating apps, where are you? Like, where do you go to meet women? Where are you? Because all my single girlfriends cannot seem to meet single guys. Like, where are you hiding out? I've gone to bars. I've gone to churches, clubs. I've joined sporting events. I still can't meet single guys. Every guy I have met in Sydney is in a relationship. I don't understand it. With all the people in the city, where are the single guys? Have you just given up? Do you just not go out? Do you just rather prefer male company? Are you just working to survive Sydney? Like, please comment below and tell me, where do you go out? Like, specifically, is there a bar? Is there an area? Is there a club? I need to know, because it is just getting so frustrating sitting on a dating app swiping. I want to meet people in the real world. So comment below, where in Sydney? Where are you? Where are you hiding? Where do you go out? Where do you meet?
To be honest, single men don't go out at all to meet women. If anything, many are trying to avoid women. Single men right now are not trying to date, and for good reasons. This trend will continue as long as modern women stay modern. Once in a while, you'll hear women asking for single men and their location, but those men are home or working, being happy single. A lot of men have realized that peace is better than stress, and that chasing women who bring nothing but demands, entitlement, and negativity simply isn't worth it. Many men are focused on building themselves, their careers, their health, or enjoying their hobbies and free time without the constant drama. Even the data is proving this true. Around 65% of men are not even trying to date or approach women anymore. That's not a small number, that's a majority. And it's not because men can't date, it's because many don't see the point.
Common thing with women over 50 is to feel invisible or put to the side. And it's hard to show other people when that is happening, but you know it, right? I think what we can do is make it very clear we're not invisible or will be put to the side.
But that there's a point in time when society stops thinking that you're attractive or deeming you attractive, and therefore like you lose all of the worth and the value that and the privilege that came with being attractive.
So there's this guy, he's 40 years old, 40, and he is dating a woman who is 25. That's 15-year age gap. And the reason is because he worked all through his 20s, all through his 30s, and now he finds himself at 40 and he wants to become a father and a dad. However, he wants to do this with a woman who is younger, a woman who hasn't seen it all, been there, done that. He wants to be with a feminine woman who he can teach some stuff to, introduce her to travel, introduce her to a new way of life. What do you think about this? Do you think that older men should not be with women this young because it's a controlling thing? Or do you think it's totally cool and that being with a mature, established man is a great thing for a younger girl? What do you think? Comment in the comments.
There's nothing controlling about it. The man worked throughout his 20s and 30s, so there's nothing wrong with him being 40 and dating a 25-year-old woman. Whenever stuff like this comes up, in many cases, It's mostly women who have an issue with it. And the man's reasons are valid. He wants someone who's feminine, someone who hasn't been around, someone who isn't damaged or carrying too many baggages. Men who've built their lives, worked hard, and stayed disciplined don't want to invest their time and energy into someone who's bitter, entitled, or jaded from past choices. The reality is, women had their shot at these men when they were younger, but many ignored them for excitement, bad boys, or the thrill of the party lifestyle. Now that the tables have turned, those same men who stayed focused on their grind have options, and they're choosing women who still have their softness.
Let's talk love. You are in a committed relationship and you are not having intimacy on a regular basis. That, my friend, is what we call a bait and switch. You are saying you can't be intimate with anyone else, but I'm also not going to be intimate with you. That is not fair. If you're not willing to go to Pound Town on a regular, even daily basis, you have just become a roommate. Only difference between you and anyone else is that you two are intimate. So either step it up and take care of each other's physical needs, or allow them to find someone else who will. And if your girl isn't willing to, I am.
The reason why someone that's 45 is trying to talk to you, you're young.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. Controversial take. I think women only have these opinions now because women have focused more on the careers, education, and being independent. They're older in age, and now they're pushing these agenda more only because they're now at an age to settle down now where they're in their 30s. So,
but pushing what is
women?
what's the agenda?
You guys are all against these men dating younger women because it takes options away from you guys. Guys your age now will go date younger women.
Oh, I didn't know.
What else can you base it on?
I told you.
That's fine.
There's no the man should be the pursuer in the early relationship. Yes. And frankly, I mean, Doug and I have been married, I don't know for how many years now, 18 years, and he's still pursuing me. He's still not sure where it's going to land. It has to be. It's biologically conditioned.
Yes.
Men and women are for the man to be the pursuer. He's the lion, and you're the gazelle. And he's like programmed to run after you. And if you upend that in any way, you're messing with nature, so that young men should know you do need to make the phone calls. Even if she didn't call you back, you have to be the one to text first. It's like almost like a reporter going after a source. In a way, you're subjugated, but you're not actually subjugated. You're doing it because you're the leader in the relationship in this way. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually hot and appropriate and part of the game and the turn on.
Absolutely not. A man should never chase. I mean, learn from this woman's man. He's been chasing for 18 years, and he's still not sure when it's gonna land. That's not a position you ever want to end up in. And listen to the contradiction. She said he also needs to lead. But how can he lead if he's also chasing? Leading means she's following his lead, not the other way around. A man who's constantly chasing has already given up his frame. He's showing her that her attention is more valuable than his. And once that dynamic is set, respect is gone. Women don't follow men they don't respect, and chasing destroys that respect. Leadership isn't about begging, waiting, or hoping. It's about direction, standards, and knowing your worth. If a woman is truly interested, she will make herself available, she will follow, and she will invest. But the second a man puts himself in the position of chasing, he's operating from scarcity, not abundance. And that's exactly why so many men end up frustrated, drained, and stuck in relationships where they're never truly valued.
Women hurt men that they're jealous of, okay? Because when she knows that you're a good man, you're a strong man, she also understands that you wouldn't truly like her for who she is, so she's going to try to manipulate you, disrespect you. She knows if you truly got to know her for who she is, you're going to lose interest and find a better girl. So what she's going to do is try to break you down, make you feel insecure, make you feel anxious by not texting you specifically or doing all these things, making you spiral in your mind about her because it makes her feel confident. It gives her the validation that she's better than you and you won't go for other options. A woman's biggest fear is you marrying another girl, especially a girl who's hotter than her and better than her. She is jealous of you. She is insecure about you, which explains why she is so adamant about hurting you over and over again. Just leave. 101 coaching in bio.
I'm going to make a lot of females mad, but I think it's time that we stop congratulating women that leave men in relationships. Like, good job, girl. He was a piece of shit anyway. I knew that you could leave him. Meanwhile, old Sally hasn't given her man Pound Town in over a year, and her man's mentally drained, going insane, finally steps out, and Sally notices that Tom's cheating, and now he's the fucking problem. I think we really need to start normalizing that most of the problem in good marriages that were good in the beginning, and because the woman wasn't holding up her end of the relationship anymore. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, I have a headache. I don't want to right now. Like, I think that happens more often than not. And then when the man does step out, all the other women are like, girl, he was a piece of shit anyway. Girl, he wasn't worth it. Girl, blah, blah, blah. When in actuality, you had a good ass man. You just didn't know how to maintain him.
I agree. Some of these women do be having good men in their hands, but because life is going smoothly, no drama, no chaos, they get bored. The reason why women tell other women to leave good men is because they're jealous and miserable. They can't stand seeing another woman at peace, so they push her to sabotage her own relationship. Misery loves company, and they want those women to be just like them, single, bitter, and regretting their choices. In some cases, they even target those men themselves. They'll plant seeds of doubt, tell her she can do better, and the moment the relationship falls apart, they swoop in, acting supportive. But really, they had their eyes on that man the whole time. It's not about empowerment, it's about envy. A lot of women today don't actually want to see other women happy. They want to see them struggling the same way they are. At the end of the day, it's backwards logic. Instead of appreciating stability, loyalty, and a man who brings peace, some women are addicted to dysfunction.
You ever notice how women will punish good men because they're good men? I recently called out women for reserving most of their disrespect for the men they're dating. And I actually wound up in a conversation with a girl in my friend group about the topic. This was her rationale. Yeah, I guess that's kind of true, but that's just because we feel more comfortable around you. Like, we know you're not going to get angry or do anything bad to us. Disclaimer. I really like this girl, and I know she thinks she's being complimentary with this reasoning, but I had to explain to her that if she completes the circle of that thought process, she will land on the realization that she is being disrespectful to a man because he is good. And I know that a ton of women rationalize their behavior like this in the same way. Newsflash, we do get angry. We just don't act on it. Why? Because we're good. This is why good men shut down in relationships instead of fighting you. They become what they believe is the least dangerous and most peaceful versions of themselves in these moments. So ladies, I'm not saying you're bad people. I'm just saying that this is a thing you do that you should change.
Ladies, tell me I'm not alone in this thought. I'm just now getting back into the dating scene after being single for 6 years, and it's absolutely wild to me how many men have been conditioned, like generationally. This is not age specific. This goes a generation of men who believe that just existing, they deserve a woman that is their therapist, their chef, their maid, everything rolled into one simply because they exist. The lack of basic life skills, they don't know how to cook. I dated this guy 6 years ago for a short period of time because one night he wanted to make me dinner and he had to go buy pots and pans to make me dinner because at 45 years old, he had not cooked at his house yet. And let me just say, he had never cooked for himself. He said he would do microwave dinners or eat out for every meal. That's a huge red flag to me. Because if you don't even care about your own well-being, how are you going to care about me when I'm sick? Are you just going to get me fast food every day? And then just the lack of personal skills for cleaning or having hobbies beyond video games and sports. Apparently, all of these things are optional until a woman comes along. And then they will, play house for a little bit. But ultimately, those things just drop off back to where they were, like when you met them. But of course, there's always the emotional labor. So many of these men expect the woman to be their source of happiness, light, and joy, while also basically raising them, feeding, caring, cleaning, managing their schedule. It's draining because instead of building a partnership, you're raising a grown adult. And they don't see it as an issue because they have been conditioned to merely exist, and you should be okay with that as a woman. Meanwhile, women are expected to be independent, ambitious, emotionally intelligent, and also self-sufficient, but not so independent that you don't need a man. Meanwhile, we just need to accept that they will show up and try. If we're lucky, they'll try. It makes dating feel like job recruitment instead of looking for a genuine connection. Like, sir, do you even have your own life? Or are you just waiting for someone to make your life more enjoyable? Because I am not your entertainment. Now, I will say there are some men that have their life together. They have a good home that they've built for themselves, fulfilling hobbies, they can cook, they clean, they take care of their space, and they don't need someone to come and guide them through life. It's rare. It's like finding a unicorn, but they do exist. What's been the biggest personal, I am not your mother moment for you?
I understand she feels like this, but it's the same for men as well. There are a lot of women out there who expect everything to be done for them just because they're a woman. Just to be clear, majority of men don't believe simply existing is enough for them to be deserving of a woman that's their therapist or chef. Men know they have to work, they have to build, they have to prove themselves in some way to even get noticed. For a woman to keep running into these types of men, at some point she has to stop and look in the mirror. It can't always be all men are the problem. If the same patterns keep showing up in her dating life, then maybe it's her choices or her standards.